idioma.
Okay, let's dive right in. This deep dive is based on some sources that honestly hit you immediately with something pretty overwhelming.
Yeah. What's that?
Just the sheer scale of information we're apparently dealing with every day.
Right. The numbers.
Yeah, these estimates like 34 gigabytes of data and over 100,000 words aimed at the average person daily.
It's a flood, isn't it? And the point these sources make right away is your brain just cannot process all of that. It's impossible.
Right, it can't. So it has to filter, has to choose what to focus on, what seems, important, and maybe what to just let slide.
Exactly. It selects. And that's really the core of what these sources are getting at.
And this is where it gets really interesting, I think. Because the sources highlight how that filtering, that necessary process, often leads us straight into something called confirmation bias. It's not just that we filter, but how we end up filtering.
Right. What the sources really underscore is that we seem hardwired, often subconsciously, with this strong drive to be correct, to have our view of the world confirmed.
Makes sense. Feels good to be right.
It does. So our sort of natural tendency isn't just to neutrally take in information. It's to prioritize stuff that confirms what we already think is true.
Okay.
And sort of the flip side is we tend to downplay or sometimes just completely miss evidence that might challenge those existing beliefs.
Huh. So it's like you've already got the answer in your head.
Yeah.
And you're mostly listening for echoes of that answer.
Pretty much. And the Solphys offer some pretty compelling examples of how this actually plays out.
Like what?
Well, one sharp insight from the material looks at decision-making, say, in a business context.
Okay.
Imagine a company rolls out some new strategy. The managers, maybe they already believe it's a great idea.
Yeah, they're invested.
Exactly. So they might be really tuned into any early positive signs, maybe sales nudge up a bit or something.
Right. See? It's working.
But because of this confirmation bias, they might be slower to notice or even kind of overlook negative data. Like maybe operational costs are creeping up unexpectedly.
Especially if that cost increase doesn't fit their story
Right.
about this strategy being a success.
Precisely. Which, as the sources point out, can obviously lead to sticking with a bad plan for way too long. This bias isn't just some abstract psychological quirk. It has real consequences.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you connect this to where so many of us get information now, online, social media.
Oh, yeah.
These sources suggest the problem isn't just there, it's actually amplified. It's like confirmation bias on steroids.
That's a good way to put it, because think about how those platforms work, right? Your feeds are often curated.
Based on what you clicked on before.
Exactly, based on your past interactions. And you tend to follow people, connect with groups who mostly share your views anyway.
Right. You build your own little community.
And when those groups share information, well, guess what kind it usually is?
Stuff that reinforces what the group already believes.
Exactly. The sources are quite pointed about this. They talk about how easy it becomes in these online spaces to just live in an echo chamber.
Yeah, where you just hear your own views bounce back at you.
And different perspectives, dissenting views, they're rarely seen, sometimes never.
And this isn't just politics, right? The sources suggest it can touch everything. Health beliefs, science, the economy.
Absolutely. Anything where there are different viewpoints. And the worry these sources raise is that this kind of constant confirmation loop creates major blind spots.
You just don't see the other side.
Or you don't understand why someone else might see it differently. It limits your exposure to the full picture because you're only seeing the bits that confirm you're part of the story.
Okay, so given this is such a powerful, often unconscious tendency, and it's amplified by our online world, what do the sources say we can actually do about it? Is there a way to push back?
Well, the material suggests it really starts with being intentional about it. It takes a conscious effort.
Like what kind of effort?
Like actively deciding to step outside your usual information bubble, deliberately seeking out sources, websites, maybe even just having conversations with people see things differently.
Which sounds potentially uncomfortable.
It can be. But the sources argue it's not just about arguing or being frustrated. The point is, by doing that, by deliberately exposing yourself to different takes, you gain something really valuable, a better understanding of how other people think and why they believe what they do based on the information they're seeing or prioritizing.
I see. So it's not necessarily about changing your own mind on the spot.
Not necessarily. It's more about gaining the ability to see the whole information landscape from more than just your one angle. It's an active effort to just widen your view beyond that filter you didn't even know you'd built.
Right. Okay. So Thinking about that mountain of information, our brain's automatic filtering, and how easy it is to get comfy in our echo chambers. The sources kind of leave you with this final thought to chew on. What important information, what different insights, or maybe what valid perspectives might you be consistently missing or misunderstanding right now, just because they don't neatly fit with what you already believe, or inside that information bubble you might be in?